Hi, this is Miss Lori and Noelle, and we are back with West Georgia Gymnastics Center's week 7 of Gymnastics at Home. This week we're going to do our warm-up and stretch with a ball. So we're going to begin with our warm-up. First, we're going to do jumping jacks forward and backwards for 30 seconds. Ready, set, go. Next, we're going to do high knee taps with the ball. We're going to do 8, starting now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we're going to skip around the ball, lifting your knees up high, arms in opposition, 2 times in one direction, then turn and do 2 times in the other direction. Very good. Next, we're going to do side lunges. You're going to lunge and touch the ball to your foot. Okay, we're going to do 10. Next, we're going to do our stretches. So we're going to start, lift the ball up high, standing in a straddle, and reach over to your right. Stretch and reach your ball to your toe. See if you can roll the ball between your legs and down around your foot. Down around your foot. Okay, then roll the ball up your leg and reach up high and go to your left side. And roll the ball around your foot. Good, and roll the ball up your leg and reach up high and reach out to the front. Roll the ball out as far as you can. And then roll the ball between your feet as far as you can behind you. And then roll the ball back to the front and bring your feet together in a pike. You're going to roll the ball up your legs. Reach up high, reach forward, and pike. Good. Roll the ball up your legs and squat. Good. Roll the ball around your feet. And the other way. Good. And sit down on your bottom. Sit in a pike and roll the ball out to your toes. See if you can put the ball on the floor past your feet. And pick the ball up and roll it up your legs. And stretch up tall. And reach the ball out to your toes. And roll the ball back up your legs. Good. Now sit in a straddle. And roll the ball to your right foot. See if you can put the ball past your toes on the floor. Good, and roll the ball back up your leg and reach over to your left foot. And roll, see if you can touch the ball to the floor past your toes. And roll the ball up your legs and stretch up tall. And reach the ball out as far as it will go. Roll it out as far as you can. And roll it back to your tummy. Roll it up your chest, bring your feet together. And sit in a butterfly. Good. Put the ball between your feet. Good. And try to put your chest to the ball. Hands out in front. Good. Try to get your chest to the ball. Good. Now sit back up and hold the ball. And stretch the ball out in front to a cat stretch. Out to the cat stretch. Good, and roll the ball back to your knees and roll the ball back out to a cat stretch. Good, and roll the ball back to your knees. And sit down on your bottom. And put your feet over the ball into a tabletop position. Hold, squeeze your knees together, hold, push your hips up high. Good, sit with the ball behind your back. And stretch back to your backwards cat. Good, try to reach as far as you can and roll the ball up your back. Okay, good, and sit back up and pick the ball up. Okay, now we're going to do our bridge stretch. Lay back on your back, put your hands beside your shoulders, feet pushing down on the floor, hands pushing up. Ready, go. Good, make sure you're pushing through your shoulders with straight, tight arms. And come down, rock out your back. Good. Remember, if you need to use the couch, you can use the couch to push your armpits open. We're going to do our long bridge next. And push up into your bridge with straight legs and push your shoulders to the couch. Good job, and come on down. And that is our stretching for this week. Good job. For our intermediate tumbling class today, we're going to begin with round off rebounds. Remember our hand placement from last week. Think about going hand with your second hand turned in. So you're turning your body over on the top of the round off and snapping your feet together. So you're going to go hand, snap, and rebound. Okay, control your landing. Make sure that you're not wobbling when you land. So we'll try it again. And think about being tight and bending your knees to stick the landing. So go hand, snap, stick. Very good. We want you to try that 5 times. Next, we're going to move on to handstand, step into backwards roll. So you're working on coming down out of your round off to going backwards into a back handspring or a back tuck. So you're working on feeling that motion of going from one skill to the next. So go handstand, step down and roll. Good, let's do it again. Let's make sure we're thinking about our feet coming down fast when we step down from the handstand. So handstand and step, 1, 2, go. Good, okay, we want you to try that 5 times. Next, we're going to work handstand to front limber. When you do the front limber, you're working your shapes for doing a front handspring. So you're going to go handstand to front limber. Okay, make sure when you step to the ground or the mat that you're pushing through your feet and your knees to stand. Okay, let's do it again. Make sure your legs are super tight as you're going from the handstand into the bridge. Your knees bend to help you stand. So go handstand, push through your shoulders, push through your feet and knees. Now we're going to kick up to a handstand and try to do 10 Thomas touches. Thomas touches are when you're holding your handstand and you touch your shoulders one hand at a time. So each tap is 1. So kick up to your handstand, squeeze tight, make sure your back is flat against the wall, and you lift one hand at a time and do 10 Thomas touches, keeping your feet and your back as flat against the wall as you can. Okay, very good. Now we're going to do a kick split out of our candlestick. So you're going to stand and roll back to a candlestick and kick into a split. So you're going to go candlestick and kick to a split. Do it again. Make sure you're being really fast and quick with that split. Lift your hips and split. Very good. Let's do that 5 times. Next, we're going to do our jumps. For our jumps today, we're going to begin with our toe touch. Make sure when you're doing your toe touch that you're keeping your legs tight and pointing your feet at the top of the jump and snapping your feet back together. Your hands should be in a fist when you hit the shape. So we're going to use our prep position and lift and swing and go into the toe touch. Work very hard to do the kick and snap fast so that you can get your feet back together. So let's do it again, and we're going to go prep and push through your legs and snap. Make sure you're bending your knees and landing with your hands down at the lower part of your thigh. So we're going to almost be touching our knees when we land. Let's try it again with that landing. Okay, good. Next we're going to do our herky. Make sure in the herky your front leg is tight and your back leg is bending, and you're trying to make as big of a split as you can get at the top of the jump. Ready, prep. Very good. Do it again, and make sure that you're thinking about tight front leg, bending your back knee, and splitting as big as you can, and landing with your feet together and knees bent on the landing. Ready? Very good. We want you to work on these jumps 5 times each. Next, we're going to work on our tuck jump, working on getting your arms up and pushing through your feet to bring your knees tight to your chest. Good. Let's do it again and make sure we're landing and sticking and not bouncing. We want to stick and bend our knees and stop. Very good. And we want you to work on those jumps 5 times. First, we're going to begin with flutter kicks. Laying on your back, keeping your body hollow, you're going to move your feet quick and keep your legs tight, switching your feet. Okay? Next, we're going to do scissor crunches. Okay, so every time you split, you sit up and crunch and touch your hands together under your leg. Okay, keep your legs super tight and keep your rhythm. Very good. Next, we're going to do squat jumps. Okay, make sure when you're squatting, you're bending your knees over your toes. When you jump, your hands go down. When you squat, your hands go in front, and you're pushing through your feet and pointing your toes, getting a full extension through your legs. Very good. Next, we're going to do lunge jumps. You're going to put your hands on your hips. You're going to lunge forward, keep your knee over your toes, and then jump and switch. Okay, make sure your back knee is touching the floor and you're keeping your knee bent right over your heel in the front. Very good. Next, we're going to do V-ups, sitting on your bottom. You're going to sit up and make sure you're lifting all the way up and pointing your feet and reaching for your ankles. Okay, so you sit up and reach for your ankles. Sit up, reach for your ankles. Making sure you have a V shape as you sit up, and you're only sitting on your bottom when you touch your toes or your ankles. Okay, next we're moving on to jelly bellies. Okay, when you do jelly bellies, you sit in a tight tuck, and then you go to hollow. Tight tuck, hollow. Tight tuck, hollow. Okay, keep a rhythm. You can go a little bit faster, keeping your feet tight and together. Okay, last we want you to work on your splits. We would like you to do your over split using a couch cushion, pillows, or an ottoman, something that's going to challenge you and help you get your splits further down. Make sure you're being safe and you're not pulling your muscle in your legs, and that you're keeping both legs tight when you're in the split. If you do not have your split all the way down without using anything, work on holding your split without doing an over split. You're going to hold each split for 1 minute. Okay, switch legs. Make sure you get a full good minute on each leg, making sure your shoulders are back and you're pushing through your hips and your back leg is tight and straight. keeping your foot on the floor, the top of your foot to the floor. Okay, squeezing tight. Then make sure you do your middle split. And when you're in your middle split, keep your hips in line with your feet. So you're in a straight line, not leaning back or moving too far forward, and letting your foot slide on the floor to get your split bigger as you sit. Breathe in and blow out so that your body relaxes and goes further down on its own. All right, very good. That is your conditioning for this week. We'll see you next time.